In a world controlled by massive corporations, a steady aim and split-second decisions are needed for your Megacon to complete its goals. Begin your missions at the Mercs Hub on beastsofwar.com. Progress comes to a world of magic as science and the arcane combine to make marvels. Meet steampunk inventors and orc mystics at the Volsung Hub on beastsofwar.com.
Hi everybody, welcome to Antares Rising. It's time to learn to play the Gates of Antares. We are of course joined by the mighty Ches from Warlord Games. I'm of course facing off against my buddy John. And today, Ches, what are we doing?
Well, we're going to take you through your first game of Beyond the Gates of Antares. So, Rick Priestley's brand new sci-fi game. We've been talking about it for a very long time now. Huge amounts of stuff out there. We're going to get you through part of the starter set. We've designed a scenario called Drone Integration, which is a really quick one, 10-15 minutes. You can play this. You'll see it in retail stores all around the world being played now. All the different hobby stores, they've all got hold of this. They're teaching people how to just get hold of the dice, follow through some of the actions, and you'll learn some of the basics of Antares as we go along.
All right, so this is putting your brain into Antares space. See what I did there?
I see what you did there. Terrible.
Okay, so Ches, if you want to take us through what's on the tabletop here,
Sure.
actually tell us what's going on, okay?
Absolutely. Okay, so the forces in the basic starter set are Gar and Concord. Now, we haven't used everything here because obviously even that is will take a little bit longer, and we just want to give you the real cool basics.
So what's on John's side of the table over there?
John has 3 units of 2 Gar. Now, they can have different types of suits in the game, but for this one, we're just using them as battle suits.
Okay.
And now every one of their units, so 3 units, has got an order dice with the maroon colour for these guys. And then just in on your side, we've got 2 units of the Concord Strike Squads.
Okay.
5 guys just with plasma carbines, all exactly the same.
Yep.
And then we've got the actual drone itself. So the scenario here is a huge thing at the back. It's actually not activated right now.
Okay.
So it isn't part of your starting force. It's something you have to get to and activate if you want to survive this mission.
Okay, cool. So, John, how do we begin with this? I'm wondering. Ches, sorry. How do we begin?
Well, first of all, you need to know the actual mission itself.
Okay.
The scenario is the Concord are being harassed by the horrible Gar armies. You've got a Vanguard unit out there, or a Vanguard army. You need to survive and get back to the Transmat to get the rest of your forces in and to do that. So the Guards' objective is just to wipe out the Concord before they can activate the drone. Right. The Concord have to survive and get back to the Transmat.
Okay.
Now, obviously, it's a lot easier to survive if you've got a bigger drone punching holes in Gar suits for you. So it really is important you try and get to that drone as quickly as possible. So to begin, just like with the bolt action, you take 1 dice for every squad that's actually playing at the moment. So, John, we've got your 3 maroon dice and the 2. Now, the 2 dice for the drone are not in play just yet. You have to get to it, and then at the end
I
of
will
turn,
leave them sitting down beside it then, just to remind myself that it's not active yet.
Absolutely. Right, so we jump straight into turn 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I pull out a dice, and whoever's colour it is gets to do it.
Okay. There is only one option here. And to quote Monty Python, to bravely run away.
Bravely run away. Well, again, I think I already did explain how important it is to get to that drone, so you're going to do it in the right way.
Yep. So I'm going to issue a run order to this unit.
Absolutely.
What's my movement on these guys?
Yeah, regular movement is 5, which means a run order is 10.
Okay, I'm just coming up about an inch short.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
next
everybody's going to run back to here. So I'll not get it on this first turn, but I will get it on the next.
Obviously, he's giving up a whole load of shooting on you to be able to do that. Take your order dice with you.
Oh, yeah.
And next order dice that comes out is the maroon one for the Gar.
Okay.
Now, for you guys, we're going to just go with the 3 basic orders for this game. You can either run and do exactly what the Concord does and try and catch up with them. Yep. You can advance, which is move at 5 inches and then fire. Or you can stand still and fire all your weapons.
Yeah.
So those 3 options.
Right. We're going to activate the unit down here.
Sure.
This guy, and I think we'll issue a run order.
Nice. He's chasing after you.
Yeah. Come get me now. Come get me. Run, Rabbit, run.
Yeah, we have to do something here. So
Roughly
there, and the 10th, and the other one gets him.
Now, obviously, with the background of the Gar, these guys are little, horrible, gribbly ex-humanoids that are in huge battle power suits.
Yeah.
So they don't really use cover, or they're not worried about obstacles and things like that. They don't hide.
Yeah.
They do
just
look
too big.
incredibly mean.
just get them forward. Don't worry about running through open terrain.
Yeah.
They're really quite good at that. Okay, next dice out is the other Concord squad.
All right. Well, that squad is activated, so similar to bolt action, I know it's not going again this turn.
Absolutely.
So my threat assessment on this becomes these two squads up here. So I think I'm going to have these guys just stand and shoot at that squad.
Fantastic.
Now, what ranges are we at here?
So you taking a fire order.
Yeah.
Ranges in Antares, obviously you're talking about space age weaponry. Ranges are huge. Even the basic carbines can fire like 50 or 60 inches.
Okay.
But you're talking about effective ranges, and in this you're always in effective range.
Okay.
So making a fire order for your Concorde, you take 1 dice per man. So you've got 5 men in your squad.
Yep, 5 guys.
Now we're using D10s obviously for this one. So you have a stat and you're rolling below it.
Ah, okay.
So-
now that's the difference.
Absolutely. So it means that it's incremental. There's a lot more granularity than in bolt action. You've got 10 pips to work with, basically, which is great. Okay, so you're looking for 6 or less on those 5 dice
6 or less on 5
to
dice.
do some hits.
All right, let's see what we get. Well, that's a 10, so no. That's a 7, so no. 1, 5, and 5. That'll be 3 hits.
That is indeed 3 hits. So the first thing you do, John, is grab a pin marker.
Okay.
Put it next to that squad. That affects their morale and their ability to shoot back.
Yep.
And you're rolling 3 saves for those guys.
Okay.
Now, obviously, when you're checking your save for these things, you have to take into account the strike value of the weapons and how strong they are, things like that. But also the fact that the Gar have got super thick armor. So your carbines, they're okay, but they're not great. So you're only failing on a roll of a 10.
Right.
Wow.
So they're really strong, these guys.
Yeah.
All right. So 3 saves then.
3 saves.
For no 10s.
Don't roll
Hoping for
10s.
no 10s. No 10s.
No 10s.
So all
There we go.
saved.
All saved. You're
But
fine.
they are pinned.
They are
pinned,
pinned.
which means that they might not activate.
Absolutely,
Which is what I'm hoping
the
for.
pinning mechanic, as we discussed so much in the bolt action miniseries and things, and I'm sure we'll touch on it in the Antares one. The pinning mechanic really forces units. It's just as important as killing.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's just that it's that control of the battlefield, locking it down.
absolutely.
Yep.
Okay, next dice out is a Gar one. So
Okay, so we will try and advance this unit that's just
Indeed.
taken the pin.
Okay.
so again, all your units so far have done exactly what you've asked them to do.
Yeah.
As soon as you start coming under fire and you take pin markers, you may not follow it through.
Yep.
So roll a D10. You're looking for a 6 or less
Okay.
to actually activate the unit, and you've rolled a 4. So
Nice.
that's fine. So you take a pin
the
marker
pin goes
off.
away. Yep.
Yeah.
And they
And
get
they
to
can-
advance.
And they get to do whatever you want them to do.
Yep. So they'll advance. Just to
Okay,
there.
5 inches to there.
Okay. I have
Okay.
a horrible feeling my squad's about to come under fire.
Absolutely.
It is indeed.
You've done an advance order. Now with the Gar, you get 2 dice per model. So you're looking at 4 dice. Now they're nowhere near as accurate as the Concorde. Certainly not when they're standing still. So these guys, you're going to roll 4 or less on your
Okay.
dice.
1 hit.
Just the 1, but it is a pin marker.
Yep.
Yep. So I'll
And-
put a pin marker on the squad.
Absolutely. And then the Concorde need to roll a 7 or less. And
1.
they've rolled a 1, so
Absolutely.
you've saved.
Cool.
Heroically saved.
Obviously, their armor is fairly decent.
Yeah.
But it's
But it's not
nowhere
the,
near a
the
Gar
huge
level.
slabs of metal that the Gar are rolling
And
with.
then your last Gar unit.
The last Scar unit then will. I think they'll do the exact same.
Okay.
I think they'll advance.
I think he's going to start picking on that squad.
Yeah, a little bit. But that's the problem with leaving a rear guard.
Yeah. But, I mean, obviously, John needed to roll a 6 to even activate the pinned unit. So pins against Gar are really, really good.
Yeah. Well, I have a feeling that unit's going to get a second pin this turn, and then when
Absolutely.
it comes to next turn, it's going to be a little bit less effective.
So, end of turn 1.
No, you still have to shoot.
Oh, sorry. My apologies. Yeah,
fire,
so
so
4 dice. I'm
4 dice.
cutting you
Normally
short
I'm the
there.
one that gets over keen.
It's so exciting.
All right.
So 4s or less.
4's less. No hits.
No hits. I told you, end of turn 1. There we go.
Prophecy of Ches.
Okay, so dice back in the bag.
Okay.
Okay.
And straight on to turn 2.
Okay, and 2 for me.
Okay, so obviously it's very important now to see who comes up next.
Aha.
Right, Concorde. Now, do you get your guys out of dodge? Or do you...
No. What I need to do is I need to activate this drone. I need to get it on their way. So I'm going to put an advance order on these guys.
Yep,
They're going to move into base contact,
absolutely.
and they will just shuffle around because I was talking to you off camera, and you said that your units do block line of sight to each other in this. Yeah.
Yeah, individual figures can't shoot through friendly figures.
Yeah.
So yeah, you do need to make sure all of your models have got line of sight.
That'll do there.
That'll do there.
So I've got that. This is advanced. I assume
then
these now go into the bag.
at the end of the phase, at the end of the turn, sorry, they will go into the bag, so it'll be active for the next round. So from turn 3 onwards.
But I can still shoot.
You can
because
get to
I
the
only
Concord.
did in advance.
So-
this unit.
So
is
5
going to
dice?
Shoot here.
Needing 5 dice, needing 6 or less. 5 or less, sorry. 5 dice needing 5 or less.
That's a 5.
So 1, 2, 3 hits. So a pin marker for your unit there,
Yep.
John.
Yep.
And 3 saves again. Don't roll a 10.
Yay!
1 10.
And he's got 1, so there we go. 1 has gone down.
Yep.
So you showed the just sheer weight of firepower will eventually drag these things down.
Yeah.
Now you've lost 50% of your unit in one go, I'm afraid. So you're going to need a morale check. So again, 6 or less to stay on in the fight.
Yep.
You've rolled a 2, so you're okay. So
That's fine.
You're still in there. It's fine, he says. Okay, next dice out is a guard dice.
dear, dear.
So what does he do?
This central unit's going to run.
Okay.
Okay.
So let me see.
Is it time for fighting?
It's time for fighting.
It's dying.
Fisticuffs, my good sir. Fisticuffs.
They are well in.
Yeah, okay.
Fantastic.
So we're going to move straight in
Crunch.
Yeah.
and do that.
Fantastic stuff.
Okay.
Okay, now there's 2 parts to this. So what you're going to need to do is do some closing fire and then do some combat. So
Okay.
closing fire, first of all, you've got 5 dice with your Concord,
Okay.
and you're going to need 5s or less.
Okay. 1, 2, 3,
Wow.
4, 5.
All of them. So 5 saves, please, there, John.
And 3, 1,
And-
surprisingly.
and a pin marker. Again, don't roll those 10s.
Yeah. This may spell the end of this unit straight up.
That was a hell of a good shot.
Oh, good. They're all safe.
They're all
That's fine.
Fine.
And then 4 dice back from yourself.
1 10, 3 and
So
9 and a
4 or
6.
less. So one hit, one
hit.
save. You're going to need a 7. And it's a 3 is a save, but it is another pin marker.
Yep. I'll just grab another one just to make it really
And then what we'll do, we'll go
easy.
straight into the combat. There is a sequence of here in the bigger rules, but we're going to go straight on into the actual fighting now. So that was your closing fire.
Yep.
Now you have fisticuffs. So
Okay.
John, you get 4 dice. This time you're needing 7 or less.
Right.
You're really quite powerful.
All 3 hits.
3, and then 3 saves needing 5 or less.
2, 3, 8. 1
So
dice.
1 dice, and you take 1 pin marker for every casualty, so you take another 1 pin,
Oh, lovely.
and then your attack's back. So you've got 4 guys. You're
Yep.
going to need 5 or less. You're nowhere near as strong as the Gar. That's 1, 2, 3. Fantastic.
Still not bad.
3 saves. Don't roll those zeros. No, you're
Good.
absolutely fine.
Sure.
So here, obviously, it's a crushing victory for the Gar. You need to take a morale test or run away.
On -3.
Yep, -3. So you're looking at 4 or less.
Oh, dear, dear.
4. Oh, he stays in the fight.
Yes.
Fantastic. Go on, let's do another round of combat to just show how brutal it is. So 4 attacks from the Gar.
So what, we just keep fighting until someone dies?
Fight until somebody dies. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that's very brutal.
No,
Right, so I need 7 or less, is this?
yep. So
Yep,
3
3
hits.
hits.
To be fair, John could have withdrawn if he wanted to, but he doesn't want to.
No,
yeah.
I don't want to.
Okay. So 1 more dice.
Yep, absolutely.
So one
And
more
another
pin.
And now
One
3
more
guys
goes away.
back.
Okay, 3 guys back. This is bad. 1 hit.
Just the 1, yep. Another save.
No.
Fine.
Okay,
Oh,
so another test, please, there.
this time on -4. So
10, they're gone. So the entire squad is wiped out.
Oh,
Their dice is removed from the bag.
yeah.
And the Gara are there left laughing, jumping up on top of their dead corpses, and
Yeah.
they're there, a third of the way to victory.
Yep.
Okay, so next up is another Gar unit.
Right, I'm going to take this single guy here,
Yep,
and we're going to try and get him to advance, I think.
sure.
But we
take
need a
that test
test.
first, yep.
That's a 4.
It's a 4, so he's fine. So he takes off his pin. They're very well.
Very disciplined.
Yeah,
guard
very
today.
disciplined. Well disciplined today.
Okay, so I'll take the 5-inch movement
Yep.
and just go straight forward.
And an advance with the Gar is 2 dice, needing 4 or less.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll move that out of the way. So 4 or less for shitty.
Yeah. 1 hit.
1 hit.
1, and so a pin and a save. And you
6.
passed. So there we go.
Is a 6 a pass?
6 is a pass. Yeah, you need 7 or less for when he's
Okay.
shooting you with the.
Yep, so you take a pin marker anyway.
Yep, I do take a.
And then
pin
last
marker.
but not least, it's the unit.
The other unit of guards.
Yeah.
So They're just going to have to run, I'd
Okay.
say, at this
Absolutely.
point. We'll get the 10-inch movement. And they're just going to quite happily leapfrog their friends.
Yeah, so they're just moving up to consolidate their position.
Yeah, looking like they're taking the transmat, but it's all going to come down now to the activation of the
The drone.
drone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those poor Concorde wishing that they'd withdrawn a little bit. Okay, so dice back in the bag.
All right.
Okay, so now I get the
Yep,
two
now
from
you get
the
the two
drone.
for the drone. Now, the good thing about having 2 dice for the drone is it means it can do something twice per turn. It's multiple order dice units are fantastic.
Yeah.
So, okay, first one out is luckily for the Concorde.
All right. Well, I'm going to grab the base for the drone.
That's a great idea to
show
show it's activated.
Firing up. So, anti-gravity engines are online, ready to rock and roll.
Okay, so to let you know, if you advance, you can move 5 inches. You'll get 1 shot, but it does bring his armor down to 7. If you stand still, you get 2 dice, and his armor is down to 7. So
Yeah, I'm just going to sit here and blast something. So I think I'm going to
great
shoot
idea.
this unit here.
sure. So 2 dice,
yeah,
needing
2 dice.
6 or less.
6 or less. Awesome. Both
Double one.
Yes.
Ping, ping. Yeah, you can't get better than that. So 2 saves of a 7 or less on that front unit.
Oh, both
A
dead.
9 and a 10. There we go. Instantly, the Concorde get their revenge.
So it was these two, yeah?
It is,
Yeah.
yeah. Huge plasma cannon weaponry, the plasma light support adding its weight of
Nice.
firepower, and it's just shows you how much better.
Yeah.
Just reducing the armor down by a couple with the extra strike value. Fantastic, fantastic. So their dice comes out, and we are at 1-1 on the
Nice.
thing. There we go. Okay, right. Next up is the Concorde. So they've got a squad that looks to be in a touch of danger, but
So this squad is actually going to get out of the way of this. So they're going to get a run order. And they are bravely going to run away.
sure. Now you need to pass that morale check first. You need a
Yep.
7 or less.
7.
And you passed,
Well,
so
that is.
lose that.
That goes away. Take this out of the way. Now, where do I want to put them here? Can the guard just charge me through this, I wonder?
With depending on the type of terrain you do before, with this you can just go skirt around it. So you need to get yourself into a really defensive position, but don't forget you need to get back to that transmat at the end of turn 5.
Yeah, I tell you what, they're not going to run. They're going to go for a fire order.
Okay, he's going to bring you down in
Yeah.
sheets
So,
of flame.
5 shots onto this single gar, which I
Absolutely.
think should do the job.
So you're doing a fire order. So, so 1 dice per man, needing a 6 or less.
Yeah. I'm hoping I can just get enough fire onto it. So, feel. Oh, all failed.
All of them. Wow.
Oh,
dear.
310.
Spectacular. You had a fantastic round earlier. Now you've had a ridiculous round.
They were too busy watching the drone
Yeah.
take out those other two.
But sir, you said run. You said run. I heard you. You said run.
No, shoot them! Ah!
Try again. Okay, so this
Okay.
is your last dice. So this is your second activation
Yeah.
for the drone.
The drone is going to fire. Now, is there any arcs on the drone, or am I just working from a 360 turret?
You're working from 360 from the turret. You're on a high level, so if you want to shoot the single one, you can. Although obviously there's 2 in front of you with a pin.
No, I want to put both onto the one to just see if I can clear that unit. I think it's going to be my best.
Sure.
And that unit already has a pin on it.
Okay,
So it's 2 shots,
absolutely.
6 or less,
6
you said.
or less.
One hit.
One hit.
Yep. So
That could be enough.
it is. Well,
could
it's a
be
pin
enough.
marker first of all, and then
Yep.
you're going to need a test. Resilience
Which
test
is-
is 7 or less.
7, yep.
From
So
against the drone. And you've rolled a 7, you've survived.
Damn.
Huzzah! Okay,
So this is round 3 we're in, yeah?
it's round 3. So
Okay.
now, obviously, we've just got the GAR units to go, because all the Concorde have activated. So they've
you
got
get
to
to do all your
try
things.
and do something. They've been really well disciplined so far. So if they, I think this turn, if they can both activate and both do what they want, this
Yep.
could spell doom for the
we're
Concorde.
going to try and get this guy to run.
Okay.
Okay, so
so
6 or less.
6 or less. I can't see that, so we'll try again. 10. No. So he
No.
sits there.
Nice.
Absolutely.
He sits there. And my final one
It's
Your other
here.
unit? Yep.
Yep.
oh gee. I think they're going to try and run too.
Okay.
I think. So again,
6 or less.
6 or less. 10
10
again.
again.
Oh, no.
Oh, so not only do they not do
This has
anything.
been the round where everybody on the battlefield has just hung up for a second and went,
Yeah.
wait, it's activated, it blew that up.
Yeah.
Everybody is stalled.
Everybody's just staring at the drone that just blew stuff up.
Okay, right. Dice back in the bag, guys. Turn
Okay.
4.
This is not good.
This could go horribly wrong.
So here we go. It's Concorde again. So what do you do?
Well, it's round 4.
Yep.
So, first order, I know if anything bad happens to my unit here, I'm done. So it's going to be a fire order on the drone.
Yep.
to try and take out this last one.
Last one, he really doesn't like him.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just going to sit there, and heavy weapons platform does what it does best.
Yep.
Shoot stuff.
That's
Shoot
2
both
hits, so you need 2 saves there, John, 7 or less.
5 and an 8.
Oh,
so
he
it's
finally
gone.
takes him down. Yeah, the cannon just about targets onto and locks on. Boom. So that's another dice out for the Gar.
This is getting pretty killy now.
Oh, it's so tense. Okay, Concord again. What does he do?
Honestly, if I can kill that last unit,
Yep.
it's just going to be a fire order on the drone again. Just heavy weapons platform, fire away.
Boom, boom, boom.
Go
I'm
for
probably
it.
going to miss both shots right now.
Well, it does come back to bite you sometimes.
10 out of 4, so 1 hit.
One hit.
So a
So it
pin
might work.
and
So-
1 test.
Yep.
One, there we go.
finally.
No,
Blast.
glances off. These guys are made of sterner stuff, so
Yep.
just an extra pin marker for that unit.
Yep.
It will definitely affect them. Okay, Gar. So this time you need a 5 or less to activate that unit.
Yep.
Because the extra pin.
This is going to be a problem, so I'm going to try and activate them.
So
5 or less.
yeah. 2, you're fine. So take off one of the pins
Yep.
and then activate them.
Oh, gee, what do they do? Run.
So run, get as close as you can this turn, and then next turn hope to survive and
Oh,
You're just out.
not quite. Yeah.
just there,
Just
though.
So the Gar have run up and just went, we are big, we are scary.
Try and smash. That's an imposing sight. I don't think I've ever seen the Gar run across this table so well in this scenario. So last dice out is the Concorde.
Yep. It's going to be a run order onto my squad, and they're going to go run this way.
Meep, meep.
Up to the transmat, because I think in the next round, I'm holding the transmat,
Yep.
and it also means that I should be able to get the first activation and hopefully lock down the Gar.
God, this would be hilarious.
He's
if you-
playing the numbers, too. You see
is.
that?
Brilliant. Tick tactical genius.
Yep.
Okay, dice back in, last turn.
Yep.
3 dice against 1. This is definitely in the Concorde favour, but you know that Gar unit can rip that unit to pieces.
Yeah.
First out, it's the Concorde. He played the numbers.
Yeah.
What does he do?
I am going to obviously fire this.
Fire
At
with
that.
everything.
Open all guns.
Yeah. So 2 shots, 6 or less.
Indeed.
See what we get.
One hit.
1 hit.
Oh, he sees
But
he's
it's
complaining
another
about it again, wasn't it? So, yeah, 1 save, and the second
Okay.
pin marker will affect them as well. It's a save.
Yeah.
Blast.
Indeed.
But
So
it is another
Still
pin.
a pin.
still a pin.
Yeah, thank
Okay,
you.
next up is another Concorde one. Do you want to do the same again, or do you want to open fire with your infantry?
Hell no, I'm going to fire with the big guns. Fire 5.
Yeah.
Kill them all. Let's see what we get.
6 or less.
Double 1.
Double 1
hits.
again.
Yes,
There
this
we
could
go.
do it.
Hey, this is probably it.
So 7 or less. It's one
Oh,
goes
one
down,
goes down.
bursting into flames. So that's a 3rd pin marker, and importantly, you're going to need to roll a 4 or less to stay in the fight. 'Cause you've lost half your squad.
No,
No, he's gone. He's bugged out. So on the very, very last turn, it was looking grim, but the Concorde managed to take down, because they activated, you ran straight to the drone. So on turn 2, you activated it, turn 3 onwards, you're using it as a fire base. Win for the Concorde. You know, superior tactics. The Gar, I'm sorry, guys, you need to get your act together. You were pretty disciplined to begin with, but a bit disjointed towards the end there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, my only consideration at the end there was, right, you're telling me I need to hold this transmat at the end of round 5.
Yes.
If I can get there and I can even just get enough pins onto that Gar unit,
Pin them
they're
down,
not
yeah.
going to be able to activate and they're not going to get to me.
Yep.
So it's like you say, pinning in this game is still incredibly important. If you can lock units down, you're a lot happier.
I do like the Gar being just, as you were watching them come across, they just feel intimidating.
It's so scary. Even one of them on their own is so intimidating.
It's exactly why I looked at the one that was just sitting there going, if that gets into combat with me, it's one guy, but it's a scary guy. I want him
Absolutely.
dead.
No, well, there you go. Thank you very much, guys. Hopefully
Yeah.
you've enjoyed that. Hopefully you've
yeah.
learned some of the basics of Antares there. And who knows, on to bigger and better things.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, guys, come across and join us on beastsofwar.com, where we will be having a backstage episode of this show where we're going to be talking even more about Beyond the Gates of Antares with myself, Chaz, and John. So we'll move on here. Drop your comments below. We will see you over there. Yeah, I like the sound of these. I like the flavour of these so far.
Yeah.
But we have other factions. So John, which one are you going to go for if you're picking one to start?
And again, this is mostly based on aesthetics and mostly based on a few little chats I've had with the fellas backstage. And yeah, it's the Gar for me.
The Gar?
It has to be the Gar because
You like the horrible baddies of the universe then?
Yes, I love the look of these guys. The aesthetic is brilliant. I always have a thing for mechanical.
Yeah.
If it's mechanical, I'm all over it. I love the look of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably worthwhile passing over one of the weedy actual Gar. Now, Gar themselves, the suit that you see there, that isn't a Gar. That's a Gar in a big power suit, in a big battle suit.
And
So the actual Gar himself is a tiny little weedy character of his horrible little gribbly thing.
Yeah,
He
looks very angry.
Yeah, of course they're angry. Yeah, they're absolutely picked on. Their society is a really cutthroat, militaristic society.
Become a general of mighty armies at the Kings of War Hub. Take command of elves, dwarves, and orcs in this game of masked fantasy combat on beastofwar.com. Flames of War brings you the battles of World War II in epic 15mm scale. Go to the hub on beastofwar.com to find news, tactics, and tutorials about the game.